Hello, Game of Thrones and card game fans. Welcome back to Rob's Gaming Table. Today we're starting a new series of videos. It's from the Face-to-Face Games Store Championship for Game of Thrones, obviously, in Toronto, Ontario. And we have Alfredo on the left, Duncan on the right. Duncan is playing House Targaryen, Banner of the Sun. We got Alfredo playing House Lannister, Banner of the Rose. Just want to say a shout out to how awesome this event was. It was held by Face-to-Face Games, or sorry, hosted by Face-to-Face Games in St. Michael's College in Toronto, Ontario. So they rented out a college, including the, I guess the food area, the buffet, whatever you want to call it, which we had access to. And they hosted 5 store championships all on the same day. It was like a mini little Worlds. They had the Armada, X-Wing, Warhammer Conquest, Netrunner, and the Game of Thrones Store Championships all in one day. They called it the 5 Champions Store Championship event. And here we are playing Game of Thrones, round 1, featured match. And we have a Noble Cause flipped on the Lannister side into a Summons on the Targaryen side.
You can do your summons.
And it looks like Alfredo, the Lannister player, is going first. He has chosen the Summons to happen, which obviously would be the only win revealed, Rob. So that will happen no matter what, and it'll be first and only when revealed happening. And we got Daenerys Targaryen grabbed out of the top 10 cards of the deck. So the Lannister setup is 2 Arbor Knights, and it looks like a Lannisport.
Yeah.
And on the Targaryen side, it is a Dornish Paramour, Viserion, and a King's Road. So we know he can afford that, Danny, since he has 4 gold plus the King's Road. Oh, never mind. We have the Targaryen player going first. My bad. So Duncan will marshal first.
I'm gonna kneel. Sacrifice.
Sounds good.
And pay 4.
Yeah. I like that.
So we do have Daenerys played out on the board.
Wicked. You good?
Yep.
And it's good that he's going first with that Dornish Paramour. She's always better when you're going first to pull a character in. To an intrigue challenge, usually. Unless she gets some extra icons by gaining attachment. So we get a Rose Road played on the Lannister side.
Do you mind if I forgot to play limited there?
Yeah, you can play it. It was going to be yours anyways.
Okay, and Duncan forgot to put out a Rose Road he had in hand, playing his limited for the round, and Alfredo was nice enough to let him do it. Duncan did say he's fairly new at Game of Thrones. This is the first time I've seen him out at a tournament personally, but I don't go to all the tournaments in Toronto, being about an hour outside of Toronto. But yeah, he said he was fairly new, which most players who didn't play First Edition, come into Second Edition, would still be kind of considered new. The game's only been out for a few months. So Alfredo has 5 gold. He plopped out a Rose Road there to gain a gold next round, but he's deciding how to spend that 5 gold. Plus he has the Lord and Lady reduction off Noble Cause, so he might have multiple Lords and Ladies, which usually happens in a Lannister Banner of the Rose deck. First round, if you know things are going good for you. So you have options. You don't know which Lord or Lady to play for the most impact. And knowing if that Lord or Lady has an intrigue icon, most likely Dornish Paramour is going to be kneeling it down and forcing it to defend.
So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
So we have a 6 cost Lord or Lady coming out, probably Jaime. There it is, Jaime Lannister. And it looks like he's sitting on a gold. So the Dornish Paramour is really scary in the Targ Banner of the Sun deck because, as you know, Dracarys, the card that gives players nightmares, including myself, it needs to be basically targeted a participating character And Dornish Paramore helps force characters that you don't want to participate to be participating, therefore opening them up for the Dracarys.
Oh, reacting for Jamie?
Yeah.
So I'll treachery that.
So the gold is spent on a treachery to cancel the Dornish Paramore's character ability, so Jamie will not be pulled into the challenge. You don't have to worry about the Dracarys this round due to him having the Targaryen player having no gold left and no fealty agenda. So there's no way for him to pay for the Dracarys. But it is scary. So just think about with Jamie, if he were pulled in, he'd instantly become a 4 strength due to Daenerys Targaryen's standing, which puts them in the range to be killed by Dracarys. And there is a dragon standing also that you can kneel to keep Dany's ability going.
I'll block for 1.
Okay.
Any
No, actually,
So the unopposed is blocked with an Arbor Knight. And we're going to claim a Hand's Judgment.
okay. I'll I think I'll pass it over to you.
pass it?
Yeah.
And the Targaryen player passes challenges over to the Lannister player.
Military for 4.
And Jamie's going in with a mill of 4. Doesn't have to kneel to attack due to his ability.
Okay. For 2.
For 2.
So 2 defense with the dragon. And the dragon will be claimed.
I have no reactions.
No, after reaction.
It's not on the post. Claim.
Yeah.
And I get run out.
And Jamie gets a power. So as you'll notice, when I set up the camera, and I didn't realize that Alfredo was going to keep his house card off the out of camera range. So we'll have to track the power as best we can, but I do come by the game later and fix it. So I apologize now for that if he starts putting power on his house card and we cannot see what it is. But he does have his power pile in view there, so you can kind of see what he's taken away from it to know what he has left.
So reactions winning.
Yeah.
It's not on the post. Claim.
So we have an intrigue challenge with Jamie getting rid of a seal of hand, or seal of the hand,
That'll be all
which
my
would be
challenges.
great on Daenerys, but it's not going to happen right now.
And we
And it
lose.
looks like dominance is grabbed by the Lannister player, so he does have 1 power on his house, 1 power on Jamie, putting him up 2-0. If you like this Game of Thrones Store Championship coverage from our 4th tournament now this season on the channel. We have 2 that were done in live streams and 1 that was done in pre-recorded videos, so this would be the 4th, I believe. If you want to be notified when the next videos come out in the series, or we get another Store Championship series I have coming up after this, and you want to know when those videos hit, make sure you hit the subscribe button below, and if you're on the webpage, hit the gear button beside that subscribe button, and make sure you're notified for everything we do on the channel, so that you also get notifications for all the videos and anytime we go live on the live streaming on YouTube Gaming. And that way you can join us every Wednesday, usually at 6 p.m., which will change coming up. I'm not sure which night it's going to move to, but it is going to change.
And we drop.
But you guys will know. So yeah, make sure you guys subscribe. Supports the channel, and it's free. And I appreciate all of you who've subscribed so far. You guys are all awesome. And you need to be subscribed for contests on the channel. So subscribe now so you can enter contests later. And yeah, put yourself in for some of those prizes. So we have a march to the wall, getting rid of the Dornish Paramore, leaving Dany exposed. And it looks like got rid of an Arbor Knight on the Lannister side, and a Noble Cause played by the Targaryen player, so he's looking to play another Lord or Lady. Is it Khal Drogo he has in his hand there?
Maybe 6 gold.
Nice.
Maybe it's Arion Martell. Maybe he just plays that because it makes Edric cheap. We will find out. But it does help get Danny in play, but she's already in play, so he has to have some of the reason he played it. And he got some more economy out in his Illyrio's estate. And we got Sir Jorah Mormont played.
Thrones players, since they don't have an efficient way to do match flips, please report your results.
And our judge just walked, well, actually one of the hosts of the tournament walked by. Our TO for this tournament was the awesome John Gobet. So shout out to John, thanks for running this tournament. He also played in it. I'm not sure if he's in any videos, but you might see him coming up in the video series. But he is one of the Facebook group, the 2,000 plus users Facebook group that you should be a part of. AGOT 2nd edition on Facebook. Search that up, join that group. Chat with other players about Thrones, get notified about events, new cards coming out, that kind of stuff. Just chat with other cool people who play this game. And yeah, thanks to John for moderating / being an administrator on that group.
That's all.
That's all? You keep 2? 4, 1.
So Plaza Punishment's out on the Targaryen side now. You gotta watch for those power challenges. Don't just put in chumps to win a power challenge. They'll win on the defense, and it can grab you on the defense also. But it only hits characters without attachment, so Widow's Wail could come in handy in protecting some lower cost character or lower strength characters from dying.
I would say maybe 24 games. I think I've only won once.
Yeah, that's true too. When you're getting into it, it's not easy to win.
No.
Limited?
So we have another Rose Road put into play on the Lannister side. So a steady flow of economy here.
And I guess you all customize your decks, right? Yeah.
So at this tournament, I believe we had 16 players show up. We had a nice even amount. That's why John played, to keep it even. So we didn't have a bye. Funny thing though, first round, player shows up, sits down, and is confused why we're all pulling out card decks and not the Game of Thrones board game. He thought he was there for the Game of Thrones board game tournament, so yeah, he packed up and left, so we ended up having a bye for a couple rounds until we had another drop or two.
Challenges?
Yeah, funny story. It was a little strange day to have that happen. So we have Marjorie Tyrell on the Lannister side, and 2 gold kept by both players. So put to the sword is a possibility for the Lannister side, as long as Jorah gets knelt out and Dany doesn't mess with the strength too much. But that 2 gold on the other side could be a hand's judgment ready to block that put to the sword. Could be for ambush on the Lannister side.
I have an action here.
So Targ player has an action. He's going to do some fire and blood to throw a dragon back into play, most likely. There it is. Viserion is now back on the board. It normally lets you shuffle a character back into your deck from the dead pile, but if it's a dragon, you get to put it back into play. Or I assume it says hatchling, not dragon, so that in the future, large dragons that they print, I'm sure you don't want those bouncing back into play, but I could be wrong. Yeah, it does say hatchling on Fire and Blood, so yeah, it's not dragons, it's hatchlings.
I'm gonna do a power challenge for 5, stealthing Jamie.
So Danny gains stealth off Viserion, so it's a power challenge of 5 with Danny. Stealthing Jamie, I think he said, but
Unopposed.
so no defenders. I think that kind of signals that he wants Marge to get in the challenge.
I said to reduce strength.
So he wins the power challenge, burns an Arbor Knight.
Unopposed.
Yep.
One claim. And insight.
So we have unopposed power, power claimed, and insight draw, bringing the Targaryen player up to 2 power, and bringing the Lannister player back down to 1. 1 lonely power sitting on Jamie.
Gonna do military challenge for 2.
So we got a military challenge for 2 with Viserion. Jamie could kneel and defend to try to get a renown on defense. But that leaves him open for the intrigue from Jorah, or the possibility of getting burned if there's a Waken the Dragon played to stand Danny or the Dragon. But Alfredo does it properly and uses Marjorie to buff Jamie before entering the challenge to put him at 8. And he's going to defend with 8.
I'm just trying to decide here.
So the Targ player thinking,
I'll pass.
and he's going to let it be won by Jamie there, who's going to get that renown.
That's the end of my challenge.
That's it?
Yeah.
I can't do any challenge?
So both players pass challenges. Dominance going to the Targ player. Put him at 3 power to 2 on the Lannister side. And we're going to go into the 3rd round here.
I was shooting bricks there for a second.
So one thing I learned after this tournament of having all 5 championships all on the same day in the same event, the problem was it kind of cannibalized each game a little bit. We normally have 20 plus players at tournaments in the Toronto area, at least. One day I think we had 23 for a game night kit on a Sunday afternoon. So to have only 16, actually 15 at this tournament, was mainly due to players playing other games that they decided to play instead that day. So we had talked to some Netrunner and Conquest players that decided to play that over Thrones that day, but would have played it if it was on a separate day at a different event. So one thing I learned from that, but it's not that bad, but just why the lower turnout. So we have Filthy Accusations played on the Lannister side into Rebuilding on the Targaryen side. So Rebuilding is going to take 3 cards from your discard pile and shuffle them back into your deck. So Targs love that to take Crowns of Gold and Dracarys, you know, those events you just try to keep count of and worry about, and put them back into their deck. So you kind of never know if they have it or they don't, and it lets them see those cards more than just 3 times they might have them in their deck. Obviously that doesn't apply to Crown of Gold, but you know what I mean.
Cool. Other than that, as I said, players, you have 55 minutes. And yeah, you'll be done.
Alright, I will do mine.
You guys should be done at
I will kneel Daenerys.
So Daenerys getting knelt by Filthy Accusations.
And I will draw 2. And I marshal first, right? So I got 4 from the plot and 2 from the roses. I'll play a limited.
So another limited card played by Alfredo. Got the Western Fiefdoms out there.
I will kneel to reduce the cost of the next breaker. Okay, this guy's
And we got a Lanceport Merchant. Are we going to see Tywin drop into play here? Does he have enough? Yes, he does. He's got 6 gold still in the Landsport Merchant. But that would leave him exposed to a susceptible marched play next round if you were to do that.
I'll pay 3.
But he decides to play Brothel Madam, which is also good. And we got to seal the hand on Marjorie with a duplicate. So that should stick around for a while. Unless Marge gets burned, but Marge usually doesn't participate in challenges. You'll use her for her ability to keep her out of the fire, so to say.
Neil. Play this guy.
So we have a Targaryen loyalist played to reduce Viserys Targaryen.
Get confiscated next turn.
Gonna pay 2 gold.
Yep.
Sorry, that one's behind.
And Sunspear is on the board, which
That's the one that
if you lose a challenge as the defender, I guess, yeah, you just lose a challenge as a defender, you kneel it to raise the claim on challenges of that type when you're initiating them. So it's great when you're going second. If you lose, let's say, a military, you can kneel that to raise your claim by 1 in military challenges that you initiate.
So you're doing muscular, I'll trigger.
Yeah.
If you want, you can pay me. If you want to do a military. You can keep it on your pool, I'll take it from mine.
Oh yeah, sure, yeah.
Just remove it.
Yeah.
So the Brothel Madam is paid.
Good call.
So the Targaryen player can initiate military challenges if he so chooses.
We don't want
Eventually, yeah.
don't want to mix those up.
This is a dilemma.
So having Viserys Targaryen out there, he can remove attachment when he leaves play. So he could hit that seal of the hand, knocking off the dupe, and then if he plays Confiscation in his plot deck, he can hit it again to remove that seal of the hand. Next turn if he'd like.
Very ugly.
X-ray players, 7 minutes. X-ray players, 7 minutes.
So we have the Lannister player on challenges here. He's just debating which route to go. I find playing against Targaryen, you always have to be a little bit slower in the challenge phase. You go too quick and you'll get burned, literally.
I'll pump Brothel Madam by 3.
Yep.
I'll do an intrigue.
So we have an intrigue of 5 with the Brothel Madam.
4, 5.
She got buffed up by Marjorie. So what he's doing here is trying to push the intrigue through, raise him higher than Jorah's strength, so there's no way Jorah can win it, and maybe hit the Targaryen player's hand to try to grab those Dracarys or other cards you're worried about out of the hand before you throw in other characters for challenges. If you can get a Targ player down to an empty hand or have no resources on their card there, you feel a lot better and safer, and you will do more challenges usually, and maybe not overcommit as much.
I let that just go unopposed.
Unopposed?
So no defenders, we got to draw off Lannisport.
Unopposed.
Take a power. First one on the house card again here. So he is at 3.
Reaction releasing.
You want to do it for intrigue?
Yeah.
So Sunspear to raise the claim on intrigue challenges by 1. So Targaryen player could hit him with a 2-claim intrigue. And we have Errol Hota discarded for claim.
Action?
Yeah.
So Marge is stood by seal the hand.
I always forget the mistake card. That was the next 20 I was going to spend. That's 12. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Bye-bye, Silverhand. Okay. We're going to do a military for 5.
We got a military challenge of 5 with Jamie. Now we could have a Dracarys played on Jamie, bringing him down to 1 strength. And if there's a way to stand Danny, he could be killed unless Marjorie is triggered first to give him +3, bringing him to 4. Now if Danny stands, it puts him at 3, which is still out of the range of getting hit by Plaza of Punishment.
Defend for 4.
You're going to defend for 4? Okay. I don't have any action.
So we got Jorah defending for 4 to block the unopposed on the military.
Resolution, reactions to winning.
Trying to stop that possibility of put to the sword there.
It's not on the post. Claim.
And we do have the Seal of Hand hit when Viserys Targaryen has chosen his claim, leaves play. But Seal of the Hand will be saved by its duplicate, thanks to it being a unique attachment.
I don't like filthy accusations against me.
That's why I always have it in my fly, man. Always. It's amazing. Daenerys. She's a threat, man.
She is, yeah.
If it makes you feel better, I'm gonna get confiscated next round. It's just not something I...
Yeah, Marjorie is, I think, gotta go. She's gotta go.
You mean her seal?
Yeah. Okay. Didn't get to use my Sun Spear effectively.
Yeah, Duncan just realizing that Sun Spear is now pretty much useless,
Yeah, I'm just worried about
because
what's
his intrigue claim is too, but he has no one with intrigue standing, and obviously no way to stand them, I guess.
I see where you're going.
same reason I defended with him. I will, you know, I'm going to go for my power challenge of 2 there.
Power for 2?
So power challenge of 2 with Viserion. Could defend with Marjorie for 3.
You have 3 gold, right?
I have 3 gold.
But if Danny stands, that will reduce Marjorie down to 2. And the power challenge will be won by Viserion. And then Plaza will eat Marjorie. Or I guess burn Marjorie in this case. And kill her. And the Seal of Hand will go back to hand. So that's always a possibility. You got to think of all these worst case scenarios when you're playing against a Targ player who has money and cards in hand. It's a risk, but they're thinking you know that, and that's why they put you in these situations where you have to make these decisions. And most of the time you make the safe play, you're letting them get away with something, because sometimes they don't have those cards or those combos you're thinking are going to happen.
Not worry what you have in your hand.
But sometimes you don't risk it. And we do see the Dracarys in hand on Duncan right there, holding it in hand, staring at it.
Play mind games with him.
And Alfredo really getting stressful, so he's going unopposed. So that means Plaza will go off.
Action to winning. Neil Plaza.
And the Brothel Madam will be killed.
Unopposed?
Unopposed.
Resolving a round, that means rounds have been set where you're shooting at something. Finish that round.
After this game, you gotta let me know in this turn if you had what I think you had.
All right.
After this game.
Okay.
That's it?
Yep.
Am I done?
Yep.
So dominance goes to the Lannister player.
Reset.
I find that brothel madame quite annoying as well.
Well, she gives me a goal, right?
And also, I've definitely forgotten about her on occasion.
Oh, really?
And then there was last time I was playing, we both had a brothel madame out, and he forgot to pay me, so he couldn't do any military actions. And then I decided to pay him so I could do military actions. And then he paid it back to me so that he had 0 gold. I gave him the gold to pay back to me. And then I ended up having, I think like a character put to the sword or something.
Beautiful.
It was pretty silly.
Love it. How many cards in hand?
I have 3 cards. Wardens.
All right, Wardens of the West played. Duncan called it after Alfredo asked how many cards were in hand. And Alfredo did call the confiscation, which we were talking about, hitting the seal of the hand there after it was exposed by Viserys Targaryen's ability.
I think you'll take the first turn here.
You? Yeah. You'll be first play?
So the Targaryen player is going to go first this round.
Gold. Gonna pay 1.
So we have 1 gold played by the Targaryen player to put out a King's Road. So no shortage of economy on either side. Both having 2 Rose Roads. Both having an in-house reducer location.
You always dread
Both having in-house reducing characters.
As you should.
Yeah, I know, right?
And now a King's Road played on the Targ side.
I'll pass to you.
And that's all he's going to marshal.
See, now I'm shooting bricks. He has so many tricks up his sleeve. So 5 from the plot, 1 from this guy.
So 7 gold collected by the Lannister player. Targ player sitting on about 4 cards in hand there, and 4 gold on his plot card, I believe. And we know one of them is Dracarys. Most likely he drew into more events. 4 characters he can't afford to play, but that wouldn't make sense. He's got a King's Road out, so maybe he's setting up for his own wildfire or something next turn. Doesn't want to put too many characters out. So we got a milk played on Danny. And a seal of the hand played on Marjorie. So we got the 3rd seal of the hand found in the deck.
I had to, man. The girl makes me shit bricks.
Yeah, I don't like that.
I love it. Now I'm done.
You're done?
So Tyrion being out should generate gold for Wardens of the West to help him
And I had to play a 5 gold plot just to afford all 3 of them.
to slam the Targaryen player's hand.
And my reducer. If you hadn't killed my reducer, I'll be
Try to get rid of those events out of there.
Oh, Marjorie.
Marjorie. Where art thou, Marjorie?
Oh, I forgot to take the gold there.
Oh, you can take it. It was going to be yours anyways.
It's okay, I have more than enough.
Oh, the confidence. I like it. I like it. I like it. I like it. Well, if it makes you feel better, you're going to win down.
Well, looks like there was a Rose Road hidden
gonna do a power
The
challenge.
Targayen player didn't notice. I noticed it there, but I didn't realize he did not collect the gold for what he's saying. So, but Alfredo was saying it was okay to collect it, but Duncan said he didn't need it, so he's not going to bother. He forgot it.
So I'll take a challenge action?
Yeah.
Oh, wait a second.
It all depends on Lannister tries.
So I think we got a power challenge there with the Targaryen loyalist.
I don't know why you would run.
I see what you're doing.
So he's baiting the Lannister player. Either he lets the challenge go, and then Plaza of Punishment triggers and reduces someone by 2 strength, and they die if they're 0. Or we have someone defend, and then they're open for Dracarys, and possibly also a Plaza of Punishment. Danny is blanked right now by Milk of the Poppies, so we don't have to worry about that -1. So it goes unopposed. Looks like he's going to trigger the Plaza. He just does not know who will be the target. But it has to be a character without attachments. So Marjorie is off the table for that one. Unless they both forget.
I'm going to. Sorry, I'm just thinking here. I'm going to reduce Jamie's strength.
So Jamie's been reduced by 2 from Plaza of Punishment.
Mind if I use this? Just oh no, actually, do you have 3 trail tokens? 2.
So they're just going to put 2
Just so you know.
2 of the tokens on Jamie there to show that he's -2 strength. 2 of the generic, I think they're called influence tokens, according to the rulebook.
Yeah, sorry.
Unopposed claim.
Yeah, so yeah, claim. I think.
Yeah, that's what I said.
Right.
You took the unopposed.
Yeah.
I take it.
So we have claim taken.
So I'm going to do.
So all the power the Lannister player has is on Jamie, and it's only 3.
Do a military challenge for 6.
So we got military of 6 with Ser Jorah and Viserion. And the Targ player is currently sitting at 7 power on his house card.
So I tie you, I see. Sorry.
So Jamie could be buffed by Marjorie, putting him back to 5, or sorry, to 6 strength, because he's a 3 right now.
Challenge action?
Yeah.
So yeah, he's at 6 right now,
Defend with 6.
and he's going to block with 6,
Still win.
which means the Targaryen player still wins it due to the tie going to attackers, but it does prevent that gold on his plot card there being used for a put to the sword. He could also stand Marjorie and buff again to have it fully won by Jamie and getting him a renown. It looks like he's going to save that effect for later.
I'm going to pass to you.
Well, you win though.
Right.
I
Oh yeah,
still have
sorry.
to take a claim, right?
Yeah. Oh sorry. Yeah. I don't have any actions there.
Okay. Action?
Yeah.
So we have Marjorie stood with Seal of the Hand.
And I'm done with my challenges.
And the challenges are over to the Lannister player.
Challenge action?
Yeah.
Come. I'll do an each.
So we have Tyrion buffed by 3.
Oh no, she has stealth. So
Trying to stealth Dany, but she has stealth, so it's not going to happen. 2 gold gained by Tyrion's ability. Just enough for a Wardens of the West trigger after winning an intrigue challenge, forcing the other player to discard 2 cards from his hand. So we have the block with 5. Not enough to win it.
reaction.
So we get a draw off of Lannisport.
Reaction. You choose 2 to discard.
Yeah.
So the target player is going to choose 2 cards to discard after Wardens of the West was triggered
With you right now.
by paying 2 gold. And then Intrigue Claim is going to happen to hit for another card.
No, because he's my friend, so I don't want him unhappy about it. You choose this.
Yeah.
Looks like we have a put to the sword and a sun spear.
Oh my god, I saw it.
So Lannister player saying he knew there was a put to the sword in there. That's why he did the defense,
Then it's
like we thought.
Yeah.
claim.
Claim.
And a Dracarys taken for claim, leaving one card in the Targaryen player's hand,
Money. That's a
which
money.
is another Dracarys. Oh man.
Money, money, money.
So he was stuffed up with events and a location in his hand. That's why he didn't really play much for that marshalling.
Money, money, money.
Now Danny is milked, so that's going to prevent some card draw off of Insight. So the card advantage seems to be in the Lannister player's favor.
Hold on. Don't reveal it.
Oh, sorry.
And we have a Wildfire flip by the Lannister player and a March to the Wall flip by the Targaryen player.
I'm gonna go first.
So Targaryen players deciding to go first.
Plot trigger first.
And March to the Wall is going to happen first.
This sucks.
And we have the Targaryen loyalist marched. And someone good on the other side is going to get marched.
Are you Matthew Mark? Yeah. You got a buy? What are you playing?
I'm glad I'm not making this decision. But it looks like it's going to be Marge. And the seal of the hand goes back to hand.
And then I pick those two, you pick those two.
Yeah.
So Wildfire basically misses.
Drawing two.
And we're on to the Marshal by the Targaryen player.
Taking 6 gold. 2 from here.
Need a break?
Yeah, I know. I'm just calming down right now.
4 rounds with a cut to top 4. All right. Good.
Yeah.
And then when the cut happens, we'll also be starting a furball up with prizes for participation. So if you want to get on that, let me know. Other than that, excellent players.
So we got a Targaryen loyalist, back into play.
And then I'll,
And it looks like that's all he can do. And we're stopping to clap for someone who won something in another tournament.
I don't really have to.
Yeah, that's what makes me ship bricks.
So we know he's got a Dracarys in hand, another card, and he looks like he's sitting on 6 gold. And we have a Lannisport merchant.
There are 7 minutes remaining in the round, just so you guys know.
Okay.
I think we had the judge, John Gobey, just come by and say we have, I think, 7 minutes he said in the round. And there he is, finally, Tywin is out on the board. And Duncan just said he hated him. Most opponents do.
That's it?
That's it.
Do you have any gold?
Nope.
I ran into another Bearfield team. I ran into another Bearfield team. Put Meld in the sword turn 1, fixed it, so sword turn 2. So I was like, yeah. I was just like, okay. That wasn't so bad. I had time with a dupe seal in the hand. That's what did it. And then I got like Tyrion, Tywin, and Knight of Sourland, and then I didn't see any characters. Like, I had Widow's Wails and...
So that's over to challenges for a Targaryen player. He's debating what to do. He's got his hand on that Targaryen loyalist. He's debating doing the power challenge, chump style, to force someone to kneel in. Otherwise, Plaza triggers. But it looks like he's backing off on that.
Targ, Banner, Sun.
Targ, Sun, Lightning Rose.
I'll do,
And you know the Targaryen player
power challenge, stealthing,
wants to hit that hand to try to get rid of that seal of the hand out of hand that's sitting in there. That will be played probably on Tywin next phase, or next marshalling.
Still think Tywin?
So I think we got a power challenge here with Danny stealthing Tywin.
It's yours, man.
unopposed.
And it's unopposed.
Powers.
Reaction to winning.
Yep.
We're just trying to figure out the plaza target here. There's no power left on the... So Jamie's reduced by 2, but there's no power left on the Lannister house card to take for claim.
There you go.
So the dice placed on Jamie to signify that he is -2 strength right now till the end of the phase.
Reaction.
And he will die if he hits 0.
Oh, right. Damn it. Okay. I'm going to pass to you.
And we're passing challenges over to Lannister player here.
Yeah.
We'll do an intrigue react.
So we got an intrigue with Tyrion, gaining 2 gold, stealthing Sir Jorah Mormont. Is he going to get burned by Dracarys, though? I feel it coming. Dragon standing, there's gold aplenty, and we know he has a Dracarys in hand. Or does he save it for Jamie? But I think Tyrion's the better grab there. But do we have a hand's judgment to protect him? There it is, the hand's judgment to protect from the Dracarys, keeping
You don't have to. You don't have to.
Tyrion alive, but a hand's judgment played
An X is zero.
X is X.
to cancel the hand's judgment. So they're just deciding, do they have to pay a gold for the second hand's judgment? But you don't, because it cancels an event paying the printed cost, and if you're going to cancel a hand's judgment with a hand's judgment, the printed cost is X, which is equal to 0.
Now you have no cards in here.
So Tyrion does die. So we got both cards out of hand of the Targaryen player. One was a hand's judgment, obviously, and the other one Dracarys.
Power for 7.
So now you got to feel safe, bombing in challenges with no worries. So we have a power with 7.
Reactions?
No reactions.
Claim and renew. Military for 3. No.
So players are trying to go a little faster here. They're running out of time. So Jorah blocks the military challenge from Jamie,
So this goes away at the end of the challenge.
Okay, yeah.
getting Sir Jorah betrayal token and a power.
Reset.
Yep, reset.
Oh, yes. There was a misunderstanding.
Oh, here I am fixing the camera angle, so we can see how much power is on the Lannister player's house card.
Combo Westeros.
Yeah.
This looks like the Lannister player is at 6 power to the Targaryen player's 9.
I'll call power.
Okay, and I have initiative here.
Yes.
So I'll
So this will be the last turn.
So the time is called there, and this will be the last round. So can the Targaryen player reach the win? He is at 9. Could he get enough? I'm not sure. But the Lannister player is a little far away with 6, but he still could win. But I doubt either player is going to get to a full win here. But we'll see what they marshal. So counting coppers to draw some cards for the Targaryen player. And Calmer Westeros to block, I think he said power,
Oh,
which is smart at this point in the game. So we got a Widow's Wail played out using the Western Fiefdoms. He doesn't see a point in waiting to ambush it. And here we go, some more renown on the table. We got 4 gold left.
I'll keep.
And he's going to sit on the 4 gold.
2 for.
So on to the Targaryen players marshalling.
Neil sacrifice.
And looks like he's going to pop the King's Road. No cancel with the treachery. Play the dragon that gives Danny renown, which is just what he needs here in the final turn.
We had the exact perfect combo. Targayen and Hand's Judgment. So.
Get 2 gold.
Yep.
And we've got a handmaid to stand Danny if needed.
No pass.
And sitting on 2 gold. So over to Lannister player for challenges.
So you reduced the claim by 1 for power?
Yeah, Calm over Westeros, it was power that was chosen, we just heard them say.
Power for 5. You can only defend with 1 guy.
So Knight of Flowers, power, 5. Because he's attacking alone, due to his ability, the opponent can only declare 1 defender. And the highest power strength character on the board right now is Daenerys. And she has 5 also, so Tyzo's go the attacker. And it looks like a Targaryen loyalist is going to block the unopposed.
It's not unopposed. Claim. I get 1, you lose 1. And renown.
So due to the renown and the claim, looks like the Lannister player is up to 8. And he took the Targ player down there to 8 also. So we're actually at a tie game right now.
Military for 10 and
Have a good turn.
17.
So military challenge was 17. Using Tywin, getting the boost off the 4 gold, plus Jaime with a Widow's Wail, not kneeling to attack. They both have renown in this case. And we do have gold sitting on there for a nice put to the sword.
Opposed for 2.
For 2. Reactions to win it.
Let's try with interior. Once you get
Reactions to win it.
So we do have a put to the sword.
like Jamie then just starts adding more to it.
Goodbye, Daenerys.
And it'll be on Daenerys Targaryen. So he just lost his renown character. I mean, he does have Ser Jorah out there with renown.
Increase my claim to 2.
Okay.
Or by 1.
So reactions, it's not unopposed.
So we have Sunspear raising the claim on a military challenge by 1, giving the Targaryen player 2 claim on their military.
Bringing it home here.
Trying to real bad.
Because he's synergizes with himself.
I want to do an intrigue and to draw a card. It's the last turn, so it's not really good.
Yeah.
Alright, go.
So you're not doing an injury?
You got him on setup? That's already.
So Lannister player is passing on the intrigue challenge, passing it over to the Targaryen player. So we got a military of 8, claim 2, coming in with we got Drogon and Ser Jorah.
Okay, 2. Ambush in the Burman.
And we got a Burn Man dropped in with ambush
9.
to fully block. Should give Jaime renown there.
Is it mine?
Putting Alfredo 4 away, but not enough for the full win, I don't think.
That's it.
Huh?
Yeah. I think that's game, isn't it? For you.
Pretty close. Power claim is 0, but
Yeah. I can get 1. I think you can oppose it though.
So yeah, that's game. So a modified win to Alfredo. Congratulations on the win. A little comeback there in the last round, not too shabby. And I just want to say thanks to the guys at Face to Face for running this awesome event, and all the players for being there that day and letting me record some of them. And yeah, make sure you guys subscribe if you want to see more Game of Thrones videos. We'll have more from this tournament coming up. This was only the first round, so we have a few more to go. Make sure you guys subscribe so you get notified for the next videos. And thanks for watching as always. See you in the next one.